Hey everybody, it's Dave. I am on daddy duty. My wife and my mother-in-law has bestowed this great responsibility while they take care of some errands. And I gotta tell you, I don't want to jinx it, but Emma has been an angel. She is 3 feet away from me and is quiet and sleeping and probably dreaming about things that you and I can only imagine or not imagine. Anyways, I wanted to personally thank to all the people that replied back, wishing my wife and I and our family lots of mazel, or blessings, and prayers and thoughts. I apologize. I just don't have the time to respond to each and every single one of you, but I did read every single response that came in, and there was like hundreds, guys. It was beautiful and touching, and thank you so much. Some people just wrote a congratulations, and other people, wrote a nice kind of a chapter in their lives, reminiscing about when their children were of this age. And the number one response that everyone, it's kind of the general consensus, was life moves fast and to really enjoy the moment. And truthfully, I needed to hear that because I'm so uh, busy now with the business and still maintaining wanting to. I refuse to give up my relationship with my customers. I still handle a huge bulk of the customer support. We have a support team, but I still try to respond personally when people respond to me personally. Sometimes I can't, um, and for sure, still wanting to continue with just building a tribe, a community. So, life moves fast, so let's get to it right now with the Ask Dave of the Week video series. And this is it. I thought to change it up and do a live screencast video of a question that came in, and this is our inner circle. So there's like 30 now, probably 33,000 people in our newsletter, and there's 923 members in our inner circle. It's a private group here. It's Dave's super awesome secret group. The doors are currently closed, but we'll be reopening them very soon. And I'll, if you're interested in joining, let me know. It will be free to join, but I will ask for one or two things to get access. So stay tuned on how you can get in for free in another video. But this question comes in from Linda. Linda is, and I'm sure many of you have seen this, right? The chia seed kombucha. For those that don't know what chia seeds are, most people think it's just a nutrient dense, great way to get your some omegas and a great way for fiber, right? And protein. Um, but another nice thing about chia seeds, if you do it correctly, which you'll learn in a second, is it's an emollient. So not only will it, sometimes when we take fiber, fiber will kind of keep us clean, but it does so in an aggressive way. And things like aloe vera um, and and chia seeds, if done properly, will act as an emollient. So it will not only help with getting stuff out, but it'll also soothe your digestive tract along the way. And what a great combination! I did not invent this. I have two little hacks for you to make it even better. But whoever did was just a genius because you're taking the power of living probiotics and you're combining it with an emollient that kind of slows down the digestive process because it kind of will create almost like a gel, that emollient function. So, and as you've seen in my other videos, kombucha kind of supercharges whatever is goes along for the ride. That's why we have our kombucha boosters and other products that kind of take advantage of that. I call kombucha a vehicle, and then your ingredients, when you add it, whether it's a booster or when you add it to your secondary fermentation, when you go to bottle, those are the passengers inside that vehicle. It just goes along for the ride. Um, so let's get into it. So the question was, how do you make it, and how do you make it stay suspended through the bottle? So there's some things we can do and some things we can't do. The commercial bottling companies, they have their own kind of in-house techniques, possibly adding some stuff that they might not even say on the label. So it may or may not be exactly like the store-bought kind, but that's okay because it's going to be your kind, which is always better. We get more pride, more participation in our health and wellness, and so the if you go online and you start searching this stuff, you'll see here in the comments of our inner circle group. Here's what I do: when you add the chia seeds, it needs to be stirred a lot until the chia absorbs some liquid. Otherwise, they stick together. Once they're plump, they just float. They settled on the bottom. Maybe I did not add enough. Will be interesting to see Dave's video because the inner circle, a lot more active, and it's a smaller, so I get to have a more intimate relationship with the people inside. So the always wanted to try fermenting. Can't wait for Dave's video. Cool. And hemp seeds too. Yeah, hemp seeds are awesome. Hemp seeds are a little easier. So the chia seeds, there's a few things that's going on here. The number one thing is we want the chia seeds to be absorbed. They're like a sponge. So the first thing to do, and this is what everyone, if you Google it, it will say, soak the chia seeds in water. Usually the ratio is whoops, someone is calling me. Let's pause that. Okay, good grief, guys. My wife has been trying to call me for like the last 40 minutes. My phone is literally a foot away from me, but the ringer was off from last night, not wanting to wake up the baby, and I did not turn it back on. Lesson learned. So, here we go. So, yeah, you want to soak the chia seeds first. You want it to create a gel-like substance. You'll know it when you see it for sure. And then you want to experiment with the amount, but usually it's about, I believe, a tablespoon per 1 cup. So if you want to do 4 tablespoons, add 4 cups of water. Now that's the traditional way of doing it. When you first add it, here are some tips. Again, these are generic tips you can find anywhere on the internet. You want the water to be warmer. In general, warmer things are easier to penetrate when we absorb things. So it's just like if you were soaking any seed or any beans, you usually, if you do a warmer temperature, it's going to get in there and hydrate faster. Um, Here's the thing, though, and then also another generic general tip you can find anywhere on the internet is stir it. So you want to stir it, make sure all the seeds are kind of suspended, and then let it sit for 5 minutes, and then stir it again, let it sit, and then let it sit overnight. I mean, you really want this water to get into the seeds. These seeds, and then the thing is, if you don't, then it might have the opposite effect. It might have a drying effect because these seeds are meant to absorb, right? So think of it this way. If you take a sponge and you place it in water, a lot of water, and it's like completely soaked, it's going to hydrate the things that it touch. If you take that sponge and you start wiping your kitchen countertop, the kitchen countertop is going to be clean and will be hydrated, so to speak, right? The water from the sponge will be transferred to the countertop. Now let's reverse it. If we took a sponge that was not hydrated at all and was dry, and the countertop was a little wet, it will have the opposite effect. The sponge would then absorb any liquid. So that's a great way to think about it. When you're ingesting chia seeds without hydrating it, the chia seeds need to get hydrated somewhere. So if they don't get hydrated externally, they're going to go into your tract and absorb the liquids that you have, which is the drying effect. So we don't want to do that. We always want to hydrate. Plus, kombucha in general is an astringent liquid, could have some drying properties, mild, but it is on the yang side of the TCM, yin and yang. So we definitely want to hydrate our chia seeds. Overhydrate. I'm telling you, this stuff is like crazy hydration if you give it hydration to absorb. So those are the kind of the general rules of thumb. Completely hydrate the chia seeds before you adding it to your bottle. Warmer water and stirring and a longer amount of time will ensure a better jelly-like substance, and then go ahead and add it to your kombucha. This is already a little long video, so tomorrow I'm going to share with you the advanced tips and tricks, the innovations, the things that I pride myself on in kind of hacking the status quo and always trying to improve and innovate. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video.